Hey, thank you for checking out my video. I'm at the Blue Sky Sanctuary, which is my property in the Baja in Mexico. And I am excited to talk to you today about how I am able to live here for under $400 per month. I'm going to jump right into it, sharing the biggest contributing factor, which is that I've already purchased and paid for my property outright. And if you want to own real estate in Mexico, you'll have to do the same. I'm going to have a few videos coming up that will describe how and why I chose to sell my house in Canada and purchase property here. But for today, focusing just on expenses related to the property, they are the fideicomiso and property taxes. The fideicomiso is a contract that any foreigner will have with the bank here if they want to purchase within 50 kilometers of the ocean or 100 kilometers of the border. Since I'm 5 minutes to the ocean, I have a fideicomiso. It is $1,100 per year, so that is $90 per month. The property tax here for me is $500 per year, and so that's $40 per month. On top of that, I have my utilities. Since I'm just living in a 22-foot camper, my electricity bill is quite low. It averages $20 per month. And the water bill is even lower at less than $10 per month. There's no water meter, and so that is a consistent 130 pesos, which does work out to less than $10. I've rounded up for simplicity's sake, but that's a great deal. Unlimited water. Yes, it does go on and off, but we work around that by simply having a holding tank. It fills up when the water is on, and then you pull from it when the water goes off. It's a non-issue. So those are all the expenses connected to the property. On top of that, I have a cell phone expense each month, which is 10 US dollars, 200 pesos. That gives me unlimited calling to the States and Canada and Mexico. It also gives me 3 gigs of data. And you can go in and purchase a little more if or when you need. The beauty of the way the cell phone plans work here is you won't go over. You will simply just run out of time, or you'll run out of data and you'll go into the store and buy more. But you won't get any surprise overage charges on a bill. It just doesn't work like that here. And so I quite love that about how cell phones work here. The internet is also a fraction of what it costs up north. I am paying $20 a month, and that's for satisfactory internet service. I'd say it's a little slow on Friday and Saturday nights, but aside from that, it runs great. I can stream just fine. And if you want better service than that, you're looking at $50 to $100 for satellite. But I'm using the old school technology, and I just have a wireless router, and it totally does the job for me for now. On top of that, I have entertainment costs. I would say I overestimate this as well, but I've written it down for $40 per month. And that includes the gas I use when I go to the beach, which is my foremost source of entertainment. And that includes a couple of trips into town each month to go to the taco stand and get a few tacos and enjoy just being a tourist in this town. Aside from that, I really don't go out. This is just, what I'm doing for the short term until my house is built. I just don't want to spend the house money, basically. And once the house is built, I can free myself up. But for now, living on $40 a month for entertainment is really manageable. And that is a little bit of food, but the rest of my food budget, my grocery budget, is $100 a month. And that is feeding myself and my 2 little dogs, and also 2 street dogs that have been staying on the property with me that I think I'm adopting. And so that is not even, I'm not depriving myself. I do eat cheese and bacon, and I get some ground beef sometimes. For sure, the majority of my diet is fruits and vegetables, and they are grown locally, and so they are really inexpensive. The only products at the grocery store that are going to really add up on your bill are imported items. So if you want peanut butter that's imported here, that's fairly expensive. And things like kombucha, jasmine rice, but you just get white rice instead and just kind of substitute where you need to. And it's pretty easy to keep the budget low. I've got a video coming up that will show you in time lapse every grocery bag that I get and what's inside it and how much it costs, because it's so satisfying that whenever I come home with a grocery bag, I want to share it with someone. So I'm going to share it through a video in time. On top of that are my vehicle expenses. I have a truck here. I don't drive it very often. Basically, the only time I'm in it is if I'm taking all 4 dogs to the beach with me, or if I have to run an errand outside of town. So I've allotted $40 per month for gas on the vehicle. Speaking of gas, that is pretty much the only thing here that costs the same as what it does up north. So you can expect your gas to cost just over $1 US per liter. It feels really expensive when you're here because everything else is significantly cheaper than what it is in the States and Canada, but the gas is the same, so be prepared for that. In addition to that, maintenance, really low on my truck. I had an oil change and an air filter replaced in the last 8 months. Those 2 jobs did not even add up to, together, they didn't add up to more than $40. I've called it $10 a month here just for an average. And lastly, and the biggest savings probably of all on the vehicle, is insurance. It is $14 per month. I paid for it up front. The 1-year policy, it was 3,200 pesos. Convert that to dollars, divide it by 12, and it comes out to $14. So you add that all together, and it comes to a grand total of $394. I'm often asked what I do for healthcare here. I don't have health insurance. I live a pretty simple life. I'm not out surfing. I'm not out doing anything too risky, but I did have to go for an x-ray on my foot recently, and the x-ray cost 525 pesos. So that's about $25, and the consultation was 300 pesos. So altogether, all of that, the x-ray and seeing a doctor, was under $50. That is really manageable for me, and so I would rather just deal with the expense if or when it comes up, because it's so rare that it does, and the costs are so inexpensive that I don't feel for myself that the insurance is necessary. You might, if you're here with your family or you're here on vacation, that's a different situation altogether. But if you're living on a tight budget, as I am, that's one of the things that I choose to do without. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you are coming to Mexico for a long time, you definitely will be able to find rental accommodations for anywhere between $200 all the way up to over $3,000. I would recommend getting to where you need to go and then looking for your rental unit once you're there and you can speak to the people that are living in the community, because anything that you find online is not going to be the cheapest option. So that's something to consider. I've got many more videos to come. Thanks for watching this one to the end, and I will see you again soon.